Welcome to Sipping on Excellence. This is Coach KJ, and I'm here with my man, my dude, the Doc.
And this is where we will be discussing the exceptional that is absolutely attainable. My friends, here's to living that extraordinary life.
Cheers.
All right.
Here we go, with the two to the flow, with the backpack full of yin yang. Remember that?
Y'all got this dude singing again.
Always the oldies, though. Always the oldies. What's up, y'all? Welcome to Sipping on Excellence.
With Coach KJ, Kenneth Johnson, and Doc.
The diggity Doc.
The DOC.
Lionel. Lionel.
It just rolls off the tongue. It just flows.
Lionel.
Somebody patient called me fucking Lionel today.
They all call you Lionel, man. Where's the I, bro?
I was like, man.
Where's the I?
Is it okay if I call you Lionel? No.
No. Just call me Doctor.
It's Lionel. Oh, I'm sorry. Because they thought I was going to go there. Like, no, just call me Doctor. Call me by my name.
No.
That's all I ask.
Man, it drives me nuts. You know how many people are correct?
Well, dude.
How's Lionel? I don't know. I don't know who Lionel is.
I don't know a Lionel. Richie?
I do know a Lionel, but he's long past. But yeah.
Dude, I will never understand. But you know what? It's neither here nor there, man.
Lazy.
That's all it is.
It's lazy.
That's all it is, man.
A phonetically correct name.
How was your week, man? You good?
Oh yeah.
Strong like bull.
Big like bull. Well, I've been putting them up.
Oh man, I got a question for you, man.
Okay.
Is chivalry dead?
Gone.
And if so, who killed it? You know?
Hey.
It's a good question, right?
Yeah.
You know, and I thought for this episode, man, we're going to talk about chivalry, chivalrous, being a gentleman, all that stuff. Why don't we I'm going to give you the definition of chivalry.
Please do.
Because we know this is something from medieval times, right? Mm-hmm. And historically, basically it says the medieval knightly system with its religious, moral, and social code. So it's the combination of qualities expected of an ideal knight, especially courage, honor, courtesy, justice, and a readiness to help the weak. Now,
a gentleman.
Right, but here's the funny part. As times have changed and women have sought equality, the term readiness to help the weak, people don't like that term because they think it's calling a woman weak. No, I disagree. But I think being chivalrous isn't necessarily saying you're weak and you can't fend for yourself. It just means I'm going to do what a man does and protect.
Correct.
You know, and so it's funny because they talk about what is chivalry in a relationship. And I'll read this. This is from marriage.com.
Okay.
Chivalry towards a woman was originally a set of rules to guide men in courting and seducing women. Of course, women still want to be treated with kindness and care, but they also want equality in most cases. So, chivalry in love means being aware of both kindness and mutual respect. So, when I said is chivalry dead, there's a couple reasons why it's dying. I think the number one reason is not being taught as a youngster what it means to be a gentleman. Number two, not having a gentleman to model yourself after. Mm-hmm. Number three, I can do this by myself. I don't need a man. Mm-hmm. You know, and it's so funny because I remember meeting women. This is years ago. And I'd go to open the door and they're like, what are you doing? I'm like, I'm getting your car door. Isn't that what I'm supposed to do. I mean, since growing up, when I was little, my mom used to be like, get the door for your sister. Pull out your sister's chair. We'd get to the house. She'd hand us the keys and be like, open the door, you know, for as long as I could remember. Right. There was we weren't allowed to not have that ingrained in us. You think I wanted to put the napkin in my sister's lap, all that? It was my sister. No. I was ready to fight her. You know? That's what you do when you're 7, 8 years old. You fight with your sister.
Right.
But you still gave her the respect of being a woman, and how, like we've talked about before, there's a certain sense of putting them in, not necessarily on a pedestal, but treating them with that respect of being a woman, you know? And so I think the reason why chivalry is dying, it's not dead, but the reason why it's dying, because I think a lot of women don't, not even expect it, but a lot of women don't require it.
Yeah. And if they don't require it, then they don't know or understand how to receive it.
And a lot of men are looked at as being soft if they are too much of a gentleman, if there's such a thing. And you're usually seeing that now, not in our generation,
right,
but the younger generation, because these young girls figure they can do it themselves, or this boss, you know, these boss blanks out there, these boss bitches don't want to be, I got this. Okay.
Right.
I don't need a man to help me do this or that. Okay. You want me to open that jar for you, or you got it? You know, I mean, and it's not just the grand gestures. Like, I think a lot of people don't understand the little things, like walking on the street side of the sidewalk. Right. It's not because if a car jumps the curb,
no,
I'm going to get less damage than you. It's just, it's a protective mechanism.
Yes.
You know, little things like, if you're going to a restaurant, this is what most people don't know. If you're going out to a restaurant or to an unfamiliar place, when you open the door for somebody, you as the man should walk through first, because you're walking in to make sure that the place is safe, and then you hold the door for her to come after you.
Right.
You know, little things that people don't know. If you're going to some place and you're sitting in a booth or a chair, you give the woman the booth. Always. Even if your back is to the door, you know? And so I don't like to sit with my back to the door.
That's ingrained as well.
But it's one of those things where if there's a chair and a booth, she gets the booth. If there's two chairs, I'm probably going to sit with me facing the door and her not. If there's, you know what I mean?
Right.
Because that's just
prepared.
I'm just like that.
I am like that as well.
I don't know what it is, but that sense of I can't get jumped from behind, because I can't count on you to alert me to danger, but I can protect you. You know, and little things like, why am I pulling out your chair? Not because you can't pull your own chair out. No, but you should. I want to make things as easy and comfortable for you. I pull your chair out as you sit. Don't wait for her to sit and then jump to pull the chair. As she's sitting, you slide the chair in as she's sitting. We're talking to the guys now. Women, y'all should just be willing to accept all of this.
Yeah.
I put the napkin in your lap.
Accept or have them listen so they'll know. Exactly. Or you'll know, so you know how you should actually you should be treated.
Exactly. You know, a woman goes to leave the table, you stand, and it's not because, you know, a lot of times stand so I can pull your chair out, but a lot of times women will just jump up and roll. Yeah. And you're like, well, shit, go ahead, go to the restroom then.
Yeah.
Go handle your business. Yeah. I'll be here. Or they won't wait for you to come open the car door to get out. You know, and it's little things like, I'm going to open the door and then I'm going to give you my hand to help you get out. Number one, because that's what I should do. Number two, because I don't want you grabbing my glass to hop out of my car. I don't need your fingerprints on my stuff. So it's a win-win for us both.
Yeah,
You know?
Yeah. It is, but it's an art. It's a lost art, but it's definitely
it's a losing. Mindset.
It's losing. We are not. And what's funny is, for those of you that are being very chivalrous, being gentlemen, don't allow one person, an incident,
To change that.
Continue to be that person, because that person just missed out. They don't understand, but others will understand or appreciate.
And little things too about being chivalrous or being a gentleman isn't how you speak to a woman. Mm-hmm. Hey, Shotty, what's your name? That's not. There's a certain level of respect and admiration that you give to a woman simply for the fact that she's a woman. And you are, as a man, inherently bigger, stronger, louder, more intimidating than a woman. So at times of disagreement, you puff up your chest and you get loud with her. That's not, you don't need to do that.
No.
But you let people drive you to that point and you forget your space in that relationship. You forget your space in life is that I know I'm bigger, stronger, faster than you. I don't need to prove it to you. I just need you to hear me. I don't need to yell at you. Cursing at a woman is not respectful.
No.
Every now and then we do. It happens. But revert back to who you are and give that respect that's due, if that makes sense. Mm-hmm.
Actually, it'll be received differently.
Yeah.
If she's at a 9, you're gonna ride at her at the same 9. She's not gonna hear you because she's just waiting for her turn. But if you bring those octaves down, speak in your manner of who you are as a man and distinct, she has to slow down and listen because she doesn't know what to do with that.
No.
And she'll be able to actually place that and say, well, let me bring this down a little bit.
And if you don't, ladies, require men in your life to meet a certain bar, don't accept less because you like other things about this guy. Because if you let them get away with not doing something, or if you let them get away with doing it only in the beginning, and then they lose that shit, as they're dating you and getting to know you better,
It's comfort.
Then it's not inherent to them. It's not innate. And you should always keep them in check. You go somewhere and he's driving, you sit in the car. If he doesn't come open your door, you just sit there. Eventually, he's going to get it like, damn, oh, she's a passenger princess. Yep. And it's not that she's being a passenger princess. She's requiring you to be a man.
Yeah. Yeah.
There's a difference.
Yeah.
Yeah. You're going out and he walks into a spot and opens the door and walks in and lets it close. You stand outside. Just stand there. Seriously.
Yeah.
Seriously. I'm telling you, ladies, do it and make him be the gentleman that he was taught to be. Mm-hmm. Every man, this is Man School 101. Every man has been taught and knows how to be a gentleman.
In some place, sometime, somewhere, he was taught some of these things.
Every man knows these things, these exact things that I'm talking about. Every man knows them. They don't practice them because you guys don't require them to. You just accept the fact that, it's not necessary. I'm okay. He doesn't have to do all that for me. He doesn't need to dote on me. Now you're allowing him to be lesser a man than he needs to be with you. And that's your fault. Yeah. So don't complain later when he's like, he doesn't do these things for me anymore. Or when you're with him and you see other dudes doing it. I mean, I go out with my mom and my sister and still do the same thing. I pull out their chair. Yeah. I put the napkin in the lap. I'm not trying to date somebody. I'm not trying to date. I'm doing it with my friends. Now, what I won't do, and this is also part of the gentleman code. If I'm out with couples and the other dudes don't pull out the chair and put the napkin in the lap of their woman, I won't show them up. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? Because they may have
That's
forgotten
not a good look.
or whatever. I will pull out the chair because I'm like, everybody pulls out a chair.
Right.
I'll pull out a chair. But I'm not going to do the napkin, all that stuff, because it's just.
Whop.
And if you ask me, whop, whop, makes that sound because I'm little. We haven't done Kevin Hart in a while. But believe me when I say, if a woman is with me and she's used to certain things, and then on one occasion I don't do it, don't just be like, you didn't do it. No. Ask me later and I'll explain it to you. But know there's a reason why it doesn't get done. And I think as a gentleman, you won't try to one up the next guy for not being in the same mental space you are, because you don't know why he didn't do it. He may have forgot, or he just was thinking of something else, or just that's not something he does.
Yeah.
Cool. You don't show him up. Period. You just do your thing, man.
See, for me, I never learned a napkin.
Yeah.
I know of it. I know it, but that's something I never did.
Yeah. And if it's not something you normally do, it's
But the chair, everything except for the napkin, I'm all in. Because for me, it was, and I think the same goes for you, it's not that your mom was, or my mother was trying to teach us that she was trying to show up and be a man for us. She was trying to show us how to be a man for a woman.
Right. And they were teaching us how to treat a woman because that's how they want to be treated.
Correct.
And I always tell dudes all the time, every woman you come across, treat them like you would want a man to treat your mom or your sister. That right there. Now, if you don't like your mom and your sister, that's a whole different story. That's your problem. You know?
No.
But that being said, it's simple, easy things to do that women will appreciate, guys.
It's very elementary.
But women, you also have to be appreciative of those things. You don't have to make a big deal of it because, frankly, you should expect it. But when a guy is doing these things for you, let him know that you appreciate how he treats you as a man.
Yeah.
Because even dudes, even if you got in a fight with your girl right before you got to the restaurant, dude, still get out the car and open the door for her.
Right.
Because your anger in the moment shouldn't change who you are as a man. It doesn't change who she is as a woman. She's still your woman. You're still her man.
Yeah.
You know? And so you're still her friend or whatever it may be. It doesn't change who you are to your core. So don't stop doing it because you dislike them in the moment. Does that make sense? I think a lot of men don't get that. And a lot of young boys aren't being taught that.
Oh, no. Not
And
at all.
anybody who says, well, they don't have a dad in the home, that's bullshit. Doesn't matter. Because you still all know these things. Because it's talked about so often. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. It's talked about in school. It's talked about, listen to how women around you talk about dudes they like. Oh my God, girl, they do. He does this for me. He does that for me. Any man can go out and buy you gifts and do all this stuff. Buying you trinkets and buying a woman trinkets isn't being a gentleman.
No.
It's the actions, just the little things. It's not gifts. It's how they feel when you're around them. It's how you make them feel. You allow them to completely sit in their femininity. Even the strongest of women will melt and be that little girl in your presence if you allow them to be. Mm-hmm. Where's the lie?
His favorite. Where's the lie?
Yeah, it's true though, right?
Yeah.
You know, and I think we lose sight of that, man.
Yeah. Especially as men, we get lazy.
Yes,
we are very, very, very lazy people, very lazy individuals, and we just have to step up. And it's not difficult.
It's respect.
It's respect.
Do you respect women? If you respect them even when they don't respect themselves.
Even better, if you respect yourself, you will have better respect for women. and you will do those things.
Because
you
here's
have to have self-respect.
Because here's the thing, man. Guys, if you need another motive to be a gentleman, I promise you, the one thing women will always talk about is how he treated me.
Yeah.
He may have been a dirtbag. He may have cheated on me, may have done this, but when I'm with him, the way he treats me when I'm with him, they will always talk about
I feel
that.
like a goddess. I feel like a winner.
He may not have been the smartest guy, may have done this, but he always made sure I was okay.
Yeah.
That's the one thing. And women, you can tell me I'm wrong or not, but that's something that you all talk about is how a dude treats you. And if you want to win in this relationship game, guys, treat them well, man. Be a gentleman, be chivalrous, because that shit never gets old. It never gets old. Yeah. That's why we still use the medieval time saying chivalry, because it never gets old.
Yeah. Yeah.
Serious, man.
I mean, chivalry and being a gentleman. It's just the idea, the two words, they're polished, they're eloquent, they're statuesque. They stand above. You can't negate that.
It's raining, give her your umbrella. Who cares if you get wet?
It's cold, give her your jacket.
Give her your jacket. How hard is that?
Right.
Am I going to throw my jacket down so you don't step in a puddle? Nah. Your shoes just going to have to get wet.
Neither one of us stepping in that puddle.
We're going to figure this out. But these are the little things, man, that just shows that you're human and you care, you know, because
it's not hard.
You're not doing it. And ladies, they're not doing it because they think you're fragile, that you're not strong, that you can't take care of yourself. They're doing it because they want you to be taken care of better.
Yeah.
You know, it's, yes, you can brave the cold, but I'd rather brave the cold and let you wear my jacket.
I'll be fine.
I'm gonna be good. You know, and so that's not that you won't be, but I can't sit here with you uncomfortable. It's that simple. And I don't care if I'm dating you, if you're my mom, my sister, whoever it may be, that's just it. Guys, another gentlemanly thing to do is, I don't care who's in front of you, don't bring attention to other women when a woman's in front of you.
Mm-hmm. We've mentioned that before.
Yeah. And meaning, if I'm sitting here having a conversation with you or a meal with you and I see an attractive woman or anything, it is wrong of me to divert my attention from you to her, even if it's for a second. It's only okay if she points it out and says, hey, man, take a look. Isn't she pretty? Mm-hmm. The last thing you want to do, I promise you guys, I'm going to hip you to some game. If you see her, she's already seen her. Mm-hmm. And now she's looking at you to see how you react to what she's already seen. Don't think you're slick and you're the only one that saw her. Women have eyes in the back of their head.
Being that, talking about eyes, eye contact.
Look them in the face.
Look them in the eyes. Look them in the eyes. You can't look at their eyes anymore. Look between their eyes. So focus on one point.
Lock in.
Lock in. Head above. I don't care how voluptuous, how amazing she is. You can see it. You have periphery. You'll be okay.
Don't draw attention to it. Even if
Yeah.
she wants to draw attention to it, if she's speaking to you, look in her eyes and pretend, even if you're not, at least pretend you're listening, you know? And you could be thinking to myself, oh my God, she's so hot. Oh my God. Lock in, you know? Mm-hmm. Never, like, I always bring my mom, my sister, because those are the most, you know, these are women in my life. And I'm like, if I'm sitting there having dinner with my sister, if I was like, damn, look at her, she's hot, my sister wouldn't care. But out of respect,
right,
I'm not going to bring attention to another woman with a woman in my presence. That's not my role.
Doesn't even make sense.
But people do it all the time. Mm-hmm. You see guys like this gawking, just looking away. I'm like, dude, you're on a date. Why are you over there? You know? And it's just, we try to tell people, I try to tell my nephews, look, man, these are the things. When they were little, we used to make my nephews do things for their mom and my sister and my mom. And they finally start to get it because it puts them in a position of now it's ingrained and I'm going to do this all the time. You know, and it's just what it boils down to is just being good to women.
Yeah.
Even when they're not good to themselves. If they disrespect themselves, it's not for you to disrespect them. If you feel like you're losing respect for them, just don't deal with them. It's time to go.
Yeah.
I don't need to disrespect you. I just need to step aside.
Mm-hmm. Also, for that new generation out there, put your technology down. If you're in the midst of a woman, put your technology down. Make her technology.
Put your phone down.
Pull her brain to pull out her technology. Whatever's going on in her head, pull it out. Ask questions.
And if she's talking to you, or should I say if you're talking to her and she's on her phone, she's not interested in you. And you just need to outright be like, you know what? Do you mind putting your phone down? And she's like, what? She's not into you, man.
Yeah.
Because the woman who's digging you, she's not going to pick up her phone because she's going to be too engaged.
Yeah.
And same thing. If you're not engaged in her and you want to pick up your phone or you're gazing off looking at the stars, come on, man. Why are you there? At least pretend. If you can't be present, at least pretend.
Yeah. Yeah. And that goes for anybody in the room. If you are communing with other people, hanging out, being social, be social. Post that shit after. Look at that shit after.
Yeah.
Be in that moment. You're missing so much by not being in the moment. You don't understand how much your world would be greater if you're in that moment.
Another thing a gentleman does is he lets his woman shine. You step into a place, you don't need to be the center of attention. You allow her to shine. Because if she shines, you both shine.
Yep. Even pimps do that.
For real, right?
Yeah.
Yep. Because you're an extension of each other. A man, and I'll tell you this, and y'all can, see if I'm lying or not. A man typically doesn't make a woman look good. But a woman can always make a man look good. Because why? A lot of people and a lot of men place value, and women especially, place value on a man by the company he keeps with the woman. A hot woman will make that man look 10 times more attractive. You take a dude who's got his shit together and a woman who's just kind of subpar, he doesn't make her look better. All they ask is, why is he with her? Mm-hmm. Very, very different.
So funny story, this weekend, went to an event, and my wife just got back from out of town, so she's just wasn't feeling it. She's tired. She just, the energy levels have been up and down, and she said, "Babe, I ain't got it tonight." I said, "You know what? You don't have to go. I understand." I said, "Are you going to be okay that I'm going?" She said, "No, you need to go. It's an event that you need to be at." When I get in the car, okay, let's summons all the gentlemen and the languages and the conversations that I gotta get ready for, because I can easily slip off into a corner.
Yeah.
I'll still get engaged and talk and have conversations with people, but it's not the same.
It's not the same.
I'm like, we're dynamic, bro.
Yes.
We walk into a room, we're dynamic.
Yeah.
And I had to tell, I was like, I kind of rely on that sometimes.
But like I said, I
had to turn it on.
A woman can bring out the best in her dude and make him look better. When a dude's got a good woman by his side, his boy's like, damn, she's good. You good, man. You're winning. It's different the other way around. I don't know that I've ever seen a man make a woman look good. It's always a woman that makes a man look better.
Yeah.
Let me know if I'm right or wrong, but that's what I've seen.
I actually know a couple, but
no. But what I'm saying is, yes, you enhance each other, but a woman stands on her own and looks great, and then she makes her dude look even better. Mm-hmm. A woman who's kind of on her own, her dude doesn't make her look better. It's the craziest thing. And a man who's okay on his own, a woman always makes him look better. But she can also make him look worse. Mm-hmm. 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 I've seen that. Seen that.
Yeah.
You know, and so women, y'all have a lot of power. Y'all have a lot of power.
Yeah.
So use that power to require men to step up their game.
Use it for the sake of good and not evil.
Right? Use that power and expect men to be men. Use that power and require men to be gentlemen. It's a must, or else, honestly, chivalry will die. And what we've realized as the feminist movement has started to really take over and take hold, chivalry is dying.
Yeah.
You know? And women don't notice it because it's been so long where they've never been with a dude who is a gentleman.
Yeah.
And if you've never experienced it, then what I'm talking about seems foreign to you.
Yeah. And I think there's always that, especially with the women's movement, I think it gets lost in the idea that men are bad or men are, you know what I mean? There are other ideas that are created versus what it's intended for, which is the empowerment of women.
Right.
It's not to degrade everybody else, to lift up.
Right. And don't look at a man who's being a gentleman as, oh, he's only doing this because he wants something.
Yeah.
Because then he's going to be like, well, fuck it, I'm not going to do it then. If you think I'm doing this because I want to get something from you and I'm only doing it for that, so you'd rather him just not do it? That's dumb.
Yeah.
Dude, that's just dumb.
Yeah.
I don't know, man. Ladies, just require it. Require men to be gentlemen. Chivalry is not dead. It's dying. Let's revive this thing. Let's start a new trend that gentlemen is hot and sexy. Why don't we just boost that back up, because it is fading into the fucking background.
Right.
And I think we all need to understand that it needs to come back. Yeah. It's not just lost as generations go by. It needs to be revived.
There's a lack of appreciation for everybody. You know, we all need to start having better appreciation, respect, and love for each other. You can't hate somebody if you love them.
True.
You can't hate somebody. You can't hate if you love.
You can dislike, but you can't hate.
No, exactly.
My man, good one. I think this was necessary. I think this was necessary. I think, ladies, get your dudes out there to listen to this podcast, this particular episode. Ladies, require your men to do the things for you that your daddy told you should be expecting from men.
Now go make me a sandwich.
Go make daddy a sandwich.
Just kidding.
Oh,
just
kidding. Anyhow, Coach, where they gonna find you, man?
They gonna find me at Coach KJ Knows on Instagram and CoachKJ.com.
You're gonna find me at Lionel Hunt on IG. You'll find me at HuntSpine.com. You'll find me also at thehuntfoundation.org. Big things happening over there. You're going to find us both, Coach and Doc, at podcastsoe.com. And all the craziness and stuff and the antics you'll see on SOE_podcast on IG. Every Wednesday, new episode comes out. And every Saturday, we do a live, hitting all the male-female stuff that y'all want.
Oh, we hitting them buttons. We hit them buttons.
My man, always a pleasure. Until next week, we out.
Yeah, we out.